with coverage you can count on. Welcome to Erie News Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jamison Hicksonbaugh. Thanks for being here with us on Erie News Now at 6 o'clock. It's Tall Ships Festival and the Parade of Sail wrapping up just moments ago. Plenty going on in downtown Erie. We'll have all hands on deck on coverage you can count on. Karen on the Pride of Baltimore, Lisa Adams on the When and If, and Mark Soliday and Tracy Tudup, they were covering that from the channel. We also have a team of anchors on the desk live at Dobbins Landing. Let's now check in with Mike Ruzzi and Eva Mastromonti with a look at what's going on the Bayfront.
Us as well, and also joining us is one of the passengers who just got off of the Letty G. Howard moments ago. We want to say hello and welcome to Kathy Irwin of Erie.
Thank you.
Kathy, tell us a little bit about your ride.
Oh, it was wonderful. It was, first of all, the captain and the crew were super. And we had about a total of maybe 38 at the most of passengers on the Letty G. A little windy, a little wavy, but she held up well. We could barely feel the waves. It was good.
Kathy, we saw the Letty G pull in behind us is the Ernestina Morrissey. And the teamwork that goes into this to get these ships next to us, what's that like to watch?
A lot of hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
And they work. They know all the commands. They bring forth their best with those commands. Yeah, it was super, very nice, exciting, and I think everybody should do this. Yeah. Everybody, come on out, get on these sails, and experience them. Yep.
And there are 9 ships that will be docked along here in and around Dobbins Landing for the start of Tall Ships Erie 2025. Yeah. Right now, as the boats have made their way in, the Coast Guard will be checking all of the vessels. And you talked about teamwork, 450 volunteers to make Tall Ships Erie happen.
Yep.
Now, you told me that you guys started right around 4. We saw you pull past us about 4:22. What was the ride like?
It's it started out smooth.
And then
went through the channel and we saw the people. The people were amazing. They were all lined up. They were all lined up on the channel. They were lined up on the skywalk when we were returning. Thank you to all the people that came, and not just from Erie, but from other areas. And they were big supporters for the Tall Ships.
Now was sure happy to capture all of the people. Yes, watching, and we're so glad that you got back safely and you can enjoy the rest of Tall Ships Erie.
Thank you.
You know, we have had co-workers on board of other vessels as well. We want to bring you their stories as well. One of them being Mike Kara Jeffers, who was on the Pride of Baltimore. Let's head to her now.
Thanks, Eva. I am still on the Pride of Baltimore 2. I did learn there was a Pride of Baltimore 1 and it did have a tragic accident back in the 80s. So this is the Pride of Baltimore 2. We are docked here at the Bayfront Convention Center. One of the beautiful things about a tall ship is that you get to climb the tall ship. We have our crew is up in the rigging, making sure that all of the sails just are nice, organized. There are a lot of ropes on these boats, so you want to make sure that all of the ropes are also clean, organized, nothing is crossing over each other that doesn't need to be crossing over each other. You just heard from that passenger on the Letty that it started out as a smooth sailing. You kind of can see the bay, nice calm water. But once you get out on the lake earlier this afternoon, those waves were big. When you're a sailboat and you're sailing into the water, you're just taking on, crashing through those waves. You might get a little seasick. And I have a suggestion for anyone who's going to be at Tall Ships this weekend and you're worried about seasickness. There's definitely some medications you can take. You want to make sure that you are staying hydrated. I learned that yesterday. Ginger is also great. There's also these little bands you might be able to get on Amazon or near a store or something. It kind of has these little pressure points and you put them on your wrist here. And if you can get it about 2 fingers, they say, and that puts pressure on a pressure point, and that actually can help kind of like stabilize your system. It can help you kind of avoid some of that nausea. Just a tip from someone who has been on a ship for 36 hours here. So much to enjoy about Tall Ships 2025. Come out, enjoy all of the boats, all of the vendors, all of the restaurants, all the food, all of the good times that's going to be here this weekend. Signing off from the Pride of Baltimore 2, I'm Kara Jeffers. We're going to send it over to Lisa Adams.
So we're back on shore here, standing right by the dock here where when, in, and if is docked. And we're kind of calling it our ship now. John Leidick is serving on camera today because it is the ship that Erie News Now has sponsored this year, and we had a chance to have just a terrific ride around the bay under sail, then to go out and get set up for the parade of sail in some pretty high waves this afternoon, 3 to 5 foot waves out there. So that was a little bit of an adventure. The crew is calm and amazing. It was really great to see how they work. I got a chance to hold on to the steering wheel of General George S. Patton's personal sailing schooner, the When and If. So it is one of the vessels that will be giving day sails, and so you have a privilege of going online at tallshipserie.org and signing up for one of those day sails. The crew, you can see they're still behind me. They've been packing up their merchandise. They have hats and t-shirts and all kinds of things that they'll be selling throughout the festival. The crew will head on over to the Captain's Dinner, a special event for sponsors tonight at the Bayfront Convention Center, and then tomorrow the deck tours start, and those opportunities for day sales start for everyone. I can say if you get a chance to do a day sale, it's really worth it, and everything you do, of course, supports the work that these guys do to educate people about sailing ships, especially here on the Great Lakes. Live at Dobbins Landing, Lisa Adams, Erie News Now.
Definitely important to help out those ships. Lisa, it's good to see you back on land. Taking a live look at just one of those 9 ships that are participating in this year's event, expected to draw thousands of people to Erie throughout the weekend. More Tall Ships coverage coming up after this quick break.
Now, first warning weather with Kelly Rowland.
Obviously, we were talking about tall ships, kind of the big thing happening this weekend. Kicking off today with the parade of sail. As you can see, an overcast day, a lot of wind, and yeah, that's kind of what we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with, but I still think it's a great start, right?
It really
because
is.
the history behind the ships, and they actually got to sail with the wind. And
Have you had a chance to go down and check the ships out ever?
I haven't, but
You get the chance. It's well worth it.
at some point this weekend I'll have to.
I'll let you do your thing now, Kelly. There you go.
But I've been enjoying looking at the cameras right now on them too, and our team coverage will get you a fresh picture of Dobbins Landing in just a few seconds. But 68 degrees, and of course we love to see green across that weather impact bar that tells us we're not looking at any rain or any sort of weather to impact any travels or tall ships festivities. Temperatures right now 73 really for most of the area, but we are a bit cooler at 68 degrees, and that is of course thanks to these winds still holding strong at about 10 to 15 miles per hour from the northeast, but that has been nice. It's been consistent. So that has kind of helped the ships. They don't have to constantly shift, I don't know any boating terms, but shift whatever they need to shift on the boat to get on sailing. But we still have cloudy skies as well. We are expecting for some of this to clear on out, but overall it was still a very nice start to tall ships. And if you like that cooler weather, there you go. You're welcome for today. But if you're still hanging on to summertime, we have more of those summer-like conditions on the way for tomorrow. Look at the first warning weather futurecast, lots of sunshine. The UV index will be up to about 8 or 9, so make sure to have the SPF if you're headed down to Dobbins Landing, whether you're on the boat or just watching from Dobbins Landing. You'll need that sunscreen, and it'll still be breezy too. The winds will die down though for tomorrow. Things should be fairly calm, and then Saturday we might have some of that cloud cover come back on in, but our next best chance of rain does come for Sunday. So because of that, Saturday is getting an A+. We're still looking at summer-like conditions, and I keep stressing summertime because we're looking at potentially some fall-like conditions come next week, but hot, humid, sunny, all of that good summertime weather on Saturday. Sunday though, a few extra clouds, maybe an isolated drop or two. I do think and hope a lot of that will stay inland, but we can't completely rule out a drop or two. But hey, you're on the water, you get splashed with the water, you get splashed with a raindrop, doesn't matter. Sunshine on the way for Friday, Saturday, and we know Sunday we might be tracking some rain, but you can get the Doppler Max 5D app, track that along with us. Tomorrow though, variable and light winds, just about 2 to 5 knots, whether you're taking your own boat out there or watching the Tall Ships Festival. No advisory should be in place. We do have that small craft advisory that should expire at 8 o'clock, but here are the future winds too, just showing you that we are expecting that calming of the winds. These winds right now are an influence of Hurricane Erin, so as it gets further out into the Atlantic, we'll start to get our own weather influence back into the picture, not from that. So we know how the weekend looks, lots of sunshine and still summer-like, but as we turn into next week, you might have to have those hoodies, the flannels, and those pumpkin spice coffee pods on standby into the upper 60s by the final 8 Great Tuesdays.
I do love sweatshirt season. Thank you, Kelly. We continue with tall ships coverage you can count on. We're going to head back down to Dobbins Landing where Mike Ruzi and Eva Mastromatio have been throughout the evening. One last check. How are you both doing?
Well, that 80 degrees will sure be welcome on Friday for Tall Ships Erie 2025. And we have a very special guest right now joining us from here at Dobbins Landing. And this is Tiffany Crewan. She is the captain of the ship behind us, which is the Ernestina Morrissey. And she is an Erie graduate. Tech Memorial, growing up at the Yacht Club, and now the captain of this ship.
Hi, it's great to be here.
What was it like out there today and being in your hometown and being a part of this great festival?
It was a little bumpy out there from the wind from the past couple days. Made some, I would say about 4-foot seas out there. But luckily we weren't out there very long and then just sailed our way back through the channel and down towards the yacht club.
And you grew up in Erie, sailing, starting at the age of 10 from the yacht club?
Correct, yep. From the Erie Yacht Club at the Rayburn Sailing School, started sailing there and then taught sailing when I was in college. So I was a sailing instructor there.
And it's taken you to this point where you joined the Ernestina Morrissey in 2021, seeing it kind of grow to what it is now.
Yeah, she had a full restoration, and that was completed in actually August of 22. When I started in March of 21, it was still just a hull, no mast, no spars, no interior.
To be back in your hometown and part of this great festival, what does it mean to you personally?
It's always fun to bring a tall ship to Erie, being my home port. I'm definitely an Erie girl, I say it all the time. So it's really special every time. And then seeing this one come from the whole restoration and bring her, and she's from the Massachusetts area, so to bring her all the way in from there, it's pretty special.
What was it like on board with the other Erie residents today, and how did they take it in, and what did they enjoy the most?
I think seeing all the people on the seawall as we were coming in the channel, all those people waving to us and everybody waving back to them, and us doing the Great Lakes salute on the ship's horn, and then passing them around with the other ships.
Finally, how will you spend the next 3 days after today?
Talking to a lot of people.
I'll bet. Well, thanks so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you.
Tiffany Crewan, the captain of the Ernestina Morrissey, an Erie graduate, and we appreciate you being here. Enjoy Tall
Yes.
Ships Erie 2025.
Will do.
All right. We're back from
That brings us to our question of the day, and you can imagine all about which ship you like the most in the Parade of Sail. As you can see, plenty of different ones to choose from. But the Letty G. Howard, When and If, and Pride of Baltimore too. That one seems to be in the lead right now, but you still have some time if you'd like to put your vote in. We want to know what you think. Just head to erienewsnow.com and click on and let us know how you feel.
Okay, so first and last name spelling of each.
Sure,
My
it's
pleasure.
Tiffany.
Throughout the past couple of shows, just head to erienewsnow.com. In other news, Mayor Joe Schember highlighted a packed weekend of events across the city during his news conference, which was held this morning. He pointed to the return of Tall Ships Erie with music, food, and historic vessels, along with the Firefighter Challenge, which is happening in downtown Erie right across from City Hall. He also encouraged residents to visit back-to-school bashes from Erie Bank on Saturday and the Blue Coats on Sunday. And of course, Zabawa Polish Fest returns once again this weekend. The city leaders reminded visitors about shuttle options, parking rules, and safety measures. From there, Captain William Sabatini spoke about the importance of tall ships and its impact that it has on the Erie community.
Erie is a maritime city, so to highlight that and to have an event like Tall Ships Erie, which is further celebrating that maritime heritage, I think it's important for us to connect to the history of the region that we live in.
And it's all part of what city leaders say will be one of Erie's busiest and most exciting weekends of the entire summer. Give you a live look at one of the ships that's participating in this year's Tall Ships Festival. A lot of ships are now docked, and over the next couple days, you get a chance to check them out and you may catch a sail on one of them. More coverage coming up next.
Friday morning on Erie News Now Sunrise, we're getting you ready for the weekend with your forecast, highlights for the Polish Festival, and of course your Foodie Friday.
Welcome back, everyone. New tonight, a group of local lawmakers spent the day touring the former Erie Coke site. Now, both Republicans and Democrats were joined by DEP and PennDOT officials to discuss the need for federal funding and highlight recent investments from the Shapiro administration. Congressman Mike Kelly and State Representative Pat Harkins both were in attendance and explained how productive it is to see the federal and state governments working hand in hand on this issue. They also said that once it's fully cleaned up, the location will be tough to beat for any business looking to potentially move into that space. The toughest 2 minutes in sports are back at Erie. For the first time in 2 decades, the Firefighter Challenge Northeast Regional is lighting up downtown Erie, happening from August 21st through the 23rd. Now presented by local fire hose manufacturer Snap-Tite, this high-intensity competition brings over 175 elite firefighters from more than 30 states and 3 countries to battle it out in strength, speed, and skill. As these heroes compete in the same high-stakes tasks they face in real emergencies, it's a powerful reminder of the challenges that they train to face every single day.
A lot of times, most communities or cities forget how much we train and how much we put into all this. We travel from all over the country and all over the world to kind of showcase our skills. And so for Erie, it's important because the showing from Erie Fire Department and local fire departments has been fantastic.
And we're told it's more than just a competition. It is a tribute to the strength, skill, and daily readiness of those who protect our communities. Give you a live look outside once again from Tall Ships Fest, which is happening the next several days. As you can see, got some of the ships that are docked up both on Dobbins Landing and the Bayfront Convention Center. You now have several days to go check them out and also maybe take a day sail. We'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome back, everyone. Our weekly series Remembering Our Veterans continues tonight with the incredible story of a U.S. Army veteran, Bill Green. A graduate of Union City High School, he was off to Vietnam shortly after earning his degree at Geneva College. He went from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania to the jungles of Vietnam. Our Mike Ruzzi has his story.
Remembering our veterans every Thursday at 6 and 11. Brought to you by the Meadville Medical Center. Losing his best friend in theater still haunts Bill Green.
I was on one side, he was on the other. They fired a Russian rocket grenade, and it hit the rock more on his side, and he looked like Swiss cheese. I had him alive when we put him on the helicopter, but he did not make the hospital.
To realize how close it came to you, how often do you think about that?
I thought about that a lot.
Bill's father was a military lifer serving 25 years, and his influence was never lost on his son. How much did they inspire you throughout the years?
My father, tons. My buddy, a lot. I did my duty. I served my country. If certain things would have worked out better, I would have been career military like my father.
Green's Vietnam tour of duty was in its final weeks when he was severely injured by a U.S. grenade.
I made it to 17 days, left in Vietnam, and 27, and 3 of us took 2 grenades. We had had a massive firefight the night before. I had a burn pit because at that time I was commanding the mortars, the 81s. And they come in a heavy cardboard cylinder to keep them from banging. And they put 2 of them in my fire pit. And it got 3 of us. So I was hit from here all the way up through, and it took years to get most of it. I'm still carrying a couple of pieces.
Mike Ruzzi, Erie News Now. No, you're good. Yep. And that's our report for this evening. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful night.